She's known for her polished appearance, her bold poise behind the podium, and her sharp on-camera presence. But this week, Kayleigh McEnany surprised fans and critics alike by revealing a much more intimate version of herself, one that rarely, if ever, steps into the public spotlight. The former White House press secretary was spotted completely makeup-free, and the internet hasn't stopped buzzing since. Gone was the signature smoky eye, the flawless foundation, and the perfectly coiffed blonde waves. In their place was a barefaced Kayleigh, fresh, natural, and virtually unrecognizable to many. Captured in candid photos as she stepped out for a casual morning coffee run, McEnany looked almost like a different person. Wearing athletic leggings, a simple sweatshirt, and her hair pulled back in a loose bun, the transformation was a stark departure from the sleek image most associate with her television appearances. But rather than criticism, the photos sparked a surprising wave of admiration and a very different kind of conversation. Social media users quickly shared side-by-side comparisons of McEnany's camera-ready looks and her natural face. Many expressed shock, not out of judgment, but because of how deeply we've come to associate her public persona with perfection. The change highlighted how curated images can become a kind of armor, especially for women in politics and media. Comments poured in, some praising her for stepping out without filters or cosmetics, others admitting they wouldn't have recognized her at all. One user tweeted, "Honestly, I didn't know that was Kayleigh at first, but it's kind of refreshing to see someone in the public eye just being normal for once." Others weren't quite so charitable. A few critics seized on the photos as evidence of how image-obsessed McEnany and others in similar roles truly are. See, it's all smoke and mirrors. One post read, "What you see on TV isn't real." Yet those remarks only added fuel to a deeper discussion, one that transcends McEnany herself. How much of what we see is authentic, and how much is performance? And how much pressure do public figures, especially women, feel to always appear flawless? McEnany has previously spoken about the demands of being in the political spotlight, from working long hours during her tenure in the Trump administration to now co-hosting on Fox News. Her image has remained carefully controlled. Her blonde hair, sleek dresses, and bold lipstick became trademarks of her television identity. She knew the camera was always rolling. She knew the criticism would be swift if she looked anything less than perfect. So this glimpse behind the curtain, even if it was unintended, humanized her in ways that scripted interviews and rehearsed commentary never could. It reminded people that even the most polished faces have pores, fatigue, and messy hair days. Interestingly, the timing of the sighting couldn't have been more relevant. In an era when celebrities and influencers are increasingly rejecting heavy filters and curated perfection, then McEnany's moment of vulnerability resonated, perhaps even unintentionally, with a cultural shift. Hollywood's no-makeup selfies trend has long been dominated by actors and singers trying to peel back the illusion. But in politics, where optics are often everything, such moments are rare. McEnany's unguarded appearance felt almost like an unscripted political statement, one that said, "I'm not always the woman you see on TV, and that's okay." Some supporters rushed to her defense, pointing out the double standard. Men in politics can walk around in baseball caps and stained polos and no one blinks, one fan commented. But a woman dares to leave the house without concealer, and it's headline news. Others echoed that sentiment, saying the moment reflected a larger truth about media expectations. For women like McEnany, appearance isn't just part of the job. It's often unfairly viewed as a reflection of competence, strength, and credibility. While McEnany herself hasn't publicly addressed the viral images, she doesn't necessarily need to. The conversation they sparked is already unfolding, with or without her input. And it's perhaps telling that many people didn't react with mockery or disdain, but rather with curiosity, compassion, and a collective sense of relief. It's a reminder that beneath the power suits, behind the podiums, and away from the glare of television lights, public figures are human. They wake up with tired eyes. They grab coffee in sweats. And sometimes they show up just as they are, unfiltered, unmade up, and unapologetically real. McEnany's appearance may fade from the headlines soon enough, but its impact could linger. In a world addicted to image control, moments like this crack the veneer and let authenticity shine through. Whether intentional or not, she gave the public a rare gift, a glimpse of the person behind the persona.